When it comes to retirement, Americans are feeling more confident, but they're still worried. According to a new survey from CNBC and financial technology firm Acorns, more than half of adults are somewhat more confident or much more confident about their retirement plans than they were just 3 years ago. And yet, saving for retirement ranks as the overall top personal finance concern. And that's especially true for those between the ages of 45 and 64. By the way, NBC Universal and Comcast Ventures are investors in Acorn. Comcast is the parent company of CNBC, which produces this program.
Today starts Financial Literacy Month. It was established in 2003 to teach Americans how to learn and maintain healthy financial habits. But with retirement as a top concern, we asked Bob Pisani to take a look at how much Americans have really saved. And as he reports, it's not a pretty picture.
Do you know where your retirement is? Americans can certainly use help. Baby boomers in particular, that's me. We've not saved nearly enough for retirement. We're going to live longer than most of us think, and if the trends continue, some of us are going to run out of money before we die. Just look at the state of the three legs of the retirement stool. You've got private savings, you've got pensions, and you have Social Security. Let's start with the private savings. At Vanguard, the average 401k account for an investor who's 65 years old and up was just under $193,000 in 2018. But that number is inflated by a small group of super savers. The median balance, half have more, half have less, for the age group is $58,000 for 65-year-olds. Try averaging that over 20 years, say. Most Americans are expected to live into their 80s, remember, so you're not pulling out a lot on a yearly basis. 5% of that, maybe a year, that's $3,000. Let's look at pensions. The state of those who have pensions aren't much better. The median private pension last year was only about $9,000 a year. Finally, there's Social Security. In 2018, average Social Security check, about $1,400 a month. Let's say that's $17,000 a year. So let's add all this up. What do we have? You get just a little more than $29,000 a year. Well, it's certainly possible to live on $29,000 a year, particularly if you live in a relatively low-cost part of the country. But it's hardly a robust retirement. And remember something, these are the lucky ones. A study by the St. Louis Federal Reserve found that only 27% of households have a defined benefit plan, that's a pension plan, and only 1/3 have a defined contribution plan, that's like a 401k. That's not a lot of people. For a Nightly Business Report, I'm Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange.